research questions, and the teachers at school too are guiding the students. What is this about? Which question? What is the question about? Why do you ask it this way? How could you find some data which explains or give you some answers to these questions, and so on. And then at the oral exam, the students have to clarify what their conclusion is. They have to answer the same questions as they have did in the paper, but it's altogether the synopsis and then the oral exam that on basis on these two things that the students have their mark.
Can I ask you a question?
You can.
For you guys, do you have exams after internships, or is that
Exams.
you have exams after an internship?
Just like that.
Just like that. Okay.
Because the exam is the new thing for us.
Yeah, it's new for us.
We have it for you.
Yeah. And then about the test, the students don't show how they perform a lesson, for example. But they can submit material. For example, they can have a plan for assessment with pupils with them, made during the practical period. And they can make a practical demonstration too. But the student's performance is not directly assessed. Of course, when we guide the students, we can have some knowledge about their performance, but we don't see the students perform in the classroom. And that's what both students and teachers and other people are criticizing, because it's how can we avoid that it's just an exam about didactics? How can we know or be sure that the teacher-student really can manage the class? How can we know that the teacher-student is able to communicate with the pupils or with colleagues and so on? And then something about more about the innovation labs. It's cooperation with the practical placement schools. It's the same schools as our students go to, almost. And the background for the innovation labs, it's different from university college to university college. That is more school into the teacher education, and that means education teachers with innovative competences near to practice. It was the politicians who wanted more school into the teacher. Well, we want it too, it's a good thing, but it's stressed that the school must be a part of the education here at this institution too. And we can invite teachers to teach here too. And the purpose is developing teaching both at school and at teacher education institution. Here we have the thing we just talked about earlier, that is important that both parts can develop their teaching during this cooperation. And then to use knowledge based on research to examine actual problems in school. And that's why what we tell our students, that they are going to examine actual problems in school and trying to solve the problems together with the teachers in school. It's not easy, but I said trying to solve problems. And to develop new solutions to solve problems through cooperation. And which themes do we so cooperate about? Well, it's important that there is a connection between the innovation labs in school, what's going on in schools, and what's going on here. And in relation to the modules with pedagogic didactic contents, the subjects inclusion, that's for example what Jesper knows something about, and classroom management, differentiation, conflict handling, communication with parents, information technology. That's some of the themes that the innovation labs were about. And then the courses too, we have in relation to modules with academic content, Danish, English, history, and so on, the same courses we have in school today, where we are cooperating about.